Welcome everyone, one and all, to my reaction to Season 2, Episode 8 of Teen Wolf. So, last time we ended with the revelation that the guy that Lydia has been seeing was in fact a vision himself, and it was a younger version of Peter Hale. Now, what this means, I still have no idea. I'm trying to understand what her power is. It seems to have some kind of precognitive ability. It seems like she is able to like have visions of the future of some kind, but even then, is she? Because the only time we've seen her have a vision of the future was related to the black stuff coming out with Jackson, because she was the first one to see it coming, basically, and then he experienced it. So, apart from that, though, we haven't really had it, have we? The only thing we've had is her seeing Peter Hale, and that is obviously not a premonition, because he's dead. So how on earth is this all linked? I'm very excited to find out more about that. Now, apart from that, obviously, we did have a big deal made at the end, which was Scott saying to Derek that he will join his pack if Derek agrees to do it his way and capture Jackson rather than kill Jackson. So very excited to see how that turns out and if Derek is going to stick with it. I feel like Derek wants Scott on his pack more than anything, so I think he's going to make good on the deal, but I guess we'll just have to see what happens in the moment, you know. But yes, with that said, I'm very excited to get into and see how everything goes. So without further ado, let's go. Interesting, did he get a message from his master? But he's still in Jackson form. Is it like a secret agent where it's like, not secret, a sleeper agent, where it's like a switch that's flipped the second that the master texts?
Hey, Jackson. You wanna go ahead of me? Fine.
I was thinking we might get a little bit of a reveal there where like we might find out there's something dodgy about this guy, but then that interaction felt weird.
Oh, what the hell is this?
Veggie burger.
Stiles, I asked for a hamburger.
Well, veggie is healthier. We're doing healthy.
Also, sorry, I just realized there's no subtitles. Oh my god, there are none. Oh Christ. I will try my best, guys. If I miss something, please bear with me.
No, I'm not sharing confidential police work with a teenager.
Tell me what you found. I love that.
We're behind you.
Don't look at that.
I
Avert your eyes. Hey.
it's just I see arrows pointing to pictures.
Okay, stop.
Yeah, so those were the two that were in the caravan.
They all had something in common. One's an incident, two's coincidence.
Three's a pattern.
The mechanic.
Were we told there was the link?
Isaac's dad isn't anywhere near 24.
All the
Which
same
made me
age.
think, did you know that Isaac Leahy had an older brother named Camden?
Died in combat.
But if he were alive today, take one guess as to how old he'd be.
Oh shit. Why all the same age? I'm just trying to piece that together. What would being the same age have in common? Maybe they all grew up together? Is that the vibe we're going down? Maybe all of these people grew up together and maybe they were involved in some kind of incident. But then surely the police would have record of that. Like surely that would be the first thing that you detect. Like, oh, they're all the same age. Oh my God, look, they all went to the same school together. They were all best friends. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we would have that information. So I would think it's something different from that. Which means what else would you be the same age and have linked to? Unless the Kanema... Well, it's not the Kanema, is it? It's the Kanema's master. The Kanema's master must have something, like some kind of issue with people of that age. Maybe it's a trauma related to people of that age, you know? Like, I don't know. I just don't think it'll be school or anything, because surely that would be the first thing that they thought of.
What if same age means same class? I mean, did you think of that?
Yeah!
Well, I would have. I mean, look, I just got Leahy's file 2 hours ago.
2 hours? Yeah, people could be dying.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Thank you.
Okay. I was gonna say.
Okay, this is a class.
The way I wrote that off because they hadn't said it, but they hadn't even fucking looked yet.
They all went to Beacon Hills.
Including Isaac's brother.
Okay.
Same teacher.
How old is he?
They were all in his class?
How old is he? Oh, actually, to be fair, 24. That wouldn't have been too long ago, Harry. Oh, shit. Okay, explains why Jackson's here then. He keeps touching her hand. Did he have his paralyzing thing on his hand?
Let's go. Let's get out of here.
I didn't realize they were in an elevator. That is so funny. So I'm just thinking about that. Like, just standing in an elevator, getting the tickets, and then just going up. If we think about it being Gerard, what would Gerard have to do with, like, a group of high schoolers that are now, what, like 24? I feel like that is, like, a link that can't be made. So if it's not Gerard, then it can't really be the other guy that we were talking about either. The one that Scott was trying to get money from, because he is Scott's age. So he wouldn't be the same age as those people. So it must be someone in their class then. Maybe we need to look at that book closer and see if we recognize anyone. Maybe there's someone that's been in town this whole time that we've had like no idea was that age, and we haven't like made that connection until now. But who else is there that we've seen on the show? Unless it's someone that we haven't seen. Maybe we've just been given all of these like red herrings and it's actually someone random, like someone we don't know about yet. I wouldn't like that though. If they do that, I wouldn't like that, because I like the idea of being able to like figure out who it is rather than go along the lines of it just being some new character, you know? But as of right now, I can't think of anyone who would be around the age of 24 that we've seen in town that it could be.
Sean was killed by this thing Gerard says is a kind of shapeshifter. It hasn't been around for centuries.
The thing you shot outside the club the other night.
Centuries? That's interesting though.
She was smothered to death after giving birth. The police think it was done by someone else. We think it's a person who's controlling this other shapeshifter. That means 2 killers.
Oh yeah, of course. Interesting then, because that notes that the master of the Kanima is also willing to kill with their own hands.
Anyone doesn't have the power to defend themselves. Are you starting to get it?
Okay.
I get that this isn't a lecture. It's an interrogation.
That depends on what you know.
I thought he thought she knew something when he said the name Kanima.
We know you're trying to protect your friends, but people are dying. A child was orphaned. What you know makes you responsible.
She can't tell you it's Jackson because you'll just kill him. It'll just be another dead body on her hands, you know?
Who controls the Kanima?
Ah, yeah. I suppose that is the more important question, isn't it? It's like, you can know who it is, but the main thing is who the fuck is controlling it. Because at the end of the day, if we consider the fact that Jackson is the Kanima, he is of no control. He is a killing machine for someone else. But even then, that person is still willing to get their hands dirty, as we've seen. They went into that hospital room and they killed that person with their literal own hands. So it's very interesting, this idea of that being the person that you need to find out who it is more than anything. Because finding out who the Kanima is nothing compared to what this person is capable of.
Now, where's the vet? Is he gonna help us or not?
That depends.
Oh.
Your friend Jackson. Are we planning to kill him or save him?
Save him. Save him.
If you want Scott, you're gonna save him.
What are you, some kind of witch?
No. I'm a veterinarian.
Well, no, but like...
Has it shown any weaknesses?
Well, one, I can't swim.
Water.
Does that go for Jackson as well?
No. He's a captain of the swim team.
Essentially, you're trying to catch 2 people.
Yeah, I love that. Captain of the swim team.
A puppet and a puppeteer.
Yeah, same exact thing. You need to go after the master.
One killed the husband, but the other had to take care of the wife. Do we know why?
I don't think Jackson could do it. His mother died pregnant too, and she was maybe murdered. I think he couldn't let the same thing happen to someone else.
How'd you know it's not part of the rules?
Sorry, guys. I've got my blinds down, but they still show like shadows. There was a bee just flying across my blinds, and there's like a gap on each end, and I was like, please don't come in. Please don't come in. But it's gone now, so thank fuck. Oh my god, my heart. Sorry.
Jackson kills the wife and the baby dies too.
Does that mean your father was a murderer?
Oh.
Wouldn't surprise me if it was.
Oh, Jesus.
What if the fear of water isn't coming from Jackson, but from the person controlling him?
Oh.
What if something that affects the Kanima also affects its master?
Find out who's scared of fucking water. Right, we need to get everyone in town to the local swimming pool and just fucking throw them in. That's what I'm hearing. That's so interesting. I didn't think about the idea of like the Kanima's weaknesses being the weakness of the one controlling it.
Either of you guys know why no one's getting suspended after what happened the other day at scholl?
Forget about it. Nobody got hurt.
I had a concussion.
Well, nobody got seriously hurt.
I was in the ER for 6 hours.
Hey,
Are they still selling?
No, but I managed to find 2 online. You should keep trying. Sounds like everyone's gonna be there.
I don't like him.
Me neither. I find him very suspicious.
Stoletsky! Jackson!
Sorry, Coach. I haven't seen him since the last time I saw him.
Oh, when was that?
Last time I saw him? It's definitely the time I saw him last.
Stiles.
Okay, hear me out. You give us the tickets, and you devote your life to abstinence.
How do you 2 losers even survive?
Honestly, at this point, I don't know.
Right here, boys.
Is he gonna beat them up? Yeah.
Got a bruise? Oh, wow, okay.
You're on school grounds.
Enjoy the show.
Jesus Christ, mate. I'd be running straight to the principal's office to report that. Fucking assault.
If he knows, fine. I'm actually more worried about your mom.
Yeah.
She was asking me all these questions about us. Like really, really specific questions. And there were pencils being sharpened.
Trust me, darling, it's what it was referencing.
Be seen with other people.
Like be seen dating?
Maybe more.
Who?
I don't know how it happened or why I even said yes, but I'm actually supposed to hang out with Matt.
Oh, the camera guy. Oh shit, okay. I forgot, yeah, he... Seriously? Oh my god, I remember that. And I was like, Allison, what are you doing?
Okay, even kiss him if you have to.
Kiss him.
Okay, Scott.
Are you sure about that?
Totally.
Bless Scott's heart. I honestly just think Scott never thinks things through. I honestly think he's saying it because it sounds good on paper right now, and then he's gonna find out she kissed him, and he's gonna be like, you know. But Scott is definitely gonna go down the Erica route. Let's be fucking real. Who else is there that would be willing to like fake it, but then obviously Erica's gonna actually try and get with him. But yeah, I think that's the route we're gonna go down. I think there is gonna be slight issue in this relationship because I feel like they're both gonna get a little bit jealous, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, I'm still not trusting of Matt. Now that we found out all this information about the people, I'm kind of leaning away from him. It's like, I had this idea of it being Gerard, then I was so focused on it being Matt, but now that we found out this information and we know that Matt is like their age and everything, it just doesn't add up. I suppose the person who is related to like all of these people who are being murdered and all that, they don't necessarily have to be the same age as them. It's just that they were all the same age. But then what would the age difference be? So if he... right, I think they're meant to be 16 right now. So if they're 16 right now, and these people being murdered at 24, 8-year age difference. So when they were 16, these guys would have been 8. 8 years old? I don't know. That doesn't add up to me. I'm just going to keep my eyes open for anyone else. Eyes are definitely on that teacher now, though. Who's watching? Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, you're screwed, guys.
Think of it like gunpowder. It's just powder until a spark ignites it. You need to be that spark, Stiles.
If you mean light myself on fire, I don't think I'm up for that.
I don't think that's what he meant.
I learned that the best golfers never swing before first imagining where they want the ball to go. They see it in their mind, and their mind takes over.
So he has to picture it?
If this is going to work, Stiles, you have to believe it.
Oh my god. Let's just see how this goes, guys.
Allison has learned that Jackson Whitmer will be there seeking his next target out of the crowd.
Shit.
We still have little clue as to just how strong he
So she did give them information.
Your young protege there also appears to be under the impression that we are planning a trap.
She doesn't need to know any more than that.
Okay, so he's lying to her. Lovely.
You don't trap a creature this dangerous. You kill it.
Lovely. Well, this is great on building trust with your daughter, who you literally got so angry with her about not telling you stuff, and now you're just gonna lie to her. Good job.
Where's your gun?
I left it at the station along with my badge.
What?
It's all right. You know what? We'll talk about this later.
Dad.
Don't worry about it.
Dad.
What? Because he can't get the killer? Like, is that it?
Stealing police property and having a restraining order filed against him by one of the town's most respected attorneys did not reflect well on the county.
They fired you.
This leave of absence, it's temporary.
Oh, it's temporary.
Actually, no.
Oh.
You know, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
No.
Maybe I just don't want to feel any worse than I already do by having to yell at my son.
No, that was not okay. That was not okay. Oh my god. I love that man so much. What a lovely human being to recognize that just yelling at his son in that moment wouldn't do any good. Oh, you beautiful soul. But oh my god, I'm so sorry. There needs to be a way for us to figure this out. Like, he can't just lose his job. One, because they need to pay the bills and everything, and we'll have trouble in that regard. But also, it seems like that was something that he was devoting his life to. So you don't want him to lose his life's work, his passion, you know? I guess we'll see how it develops, but... oh, that does suck. I'm not surprised. Like, let's be honest. IRL, if your son fucking steals police property and everything, like, it makes sense, but Jesus.
You okay? No, I'm fine. Just grab the other bag. I can't. Remember, Dean said you have to do it alone? Okay, this plan is really starting to suck. No, not here, not now.
What? Scott? What am I supposed to... Plan officially sucks.
What can he detect? Not here, not now. Can he detect that, like, Gerard and that? Oh. Are they not meant to be here?
He told me to go out with him.
Not here.
Oh, Scott didn't know Allison was here.
You have a plan. Okay, my father and Gerard, they're coming here.
What did you tell them?
Everything.
You're supposed to trust me.
I trust you more than anyone.
We had a plan.
So do they.
Yeah, but
What do you want me to do? Okay, I can fix it. Please, Scott, just tell me.
Just stay out of the way.
Scott,
Stay out of the way.
oh shit, tensions in the relationship. It's one of those things though. It's like if I was in Allison's position, I don't know what I would do. Like that is so much pressure and so much like shit to be under when it comes to your family, and them just constantly telling you that this thing is killing people. How can you stand by and do nothing? Like, you know what I mean? Like that would start to get to you. So I do understand, but when you're on opposite sides of this, I don't know how they're going to get through this, honestly. This is going to be like a problem in their entire relationship if they don't find a way to like live in equilibrium with Allison's family. Also, that was such a fancy word. I don't usually use words like that. But you get what I mean? Like if they don't live in peace with each other, which I don't think we'll ever get to, for a family who hunts supernatural creatures, they'll never get to a point where they're going to be at peace with each other. So I don't quite know where we're going to end all of this, to be honest. It just feels as though Scott and Allison just can't work.
When you find him, you pull back on this plunger right here. You pull back on the trigger. Be careful.
That'll even slightly hurt him.
No, I mean you. I don't want you to get hurt.
Interesting. What interesting character point. Sorry to pause here. It's just like, I don't want to get into this before touching on that. An interesting character point for him, because we know that obviously he was mistreated by his father his entire life. And even though he's done things that I'm like, oh my God, you're so annoying. It's like when you always root back to that thing, you're like, okay, I'll let it slide. Like you obviously haven't had the easiest life and you've finally been brought into something. I get why you're going in like head first. But even then, the way that Derek has been treating them hasn't felt like someone who cares about them. It's felt like someone who's like needing them. And so it's interesting, this character point where I feel like he is shocked that Scott just said that he cares about him. He's shocked that someone cares about him. It's made him like get frozen in place by shock, you know? Really cool character point.
Back off? That's really all you've got? I gotta be honest, Chris, I was really expecting more from the big bad veteran werewolf hunter.
How about, didn't anyone ever tell you not to bring claws to a gunfight?
Oh, that was so cheesy. That was so cheesy. I hate that. Girlie, you don't know what's coming for you, but let's just dance the night away. Oh. I just love that all this is going on in Stiles has just got his bag. Careful, you gotta be...
He belongs to me.
Shit. How on... I refuse to believe that that bag had enough powder. Oh shit, let's go. Nice. You just gonna get run over? Oh, it's her fucking mum, isn't it? You're such a bitch. Honestly, though, that was a bit badass. I'll give her that. But you're such a bitch.
And I'm standing here like a freaking idiot all by myself with a handful of magic fairy dust, and I don't have enough. Okay? Okay, come on, think.
You could ration it, surely. That's the teacher's car. That's the teacher's car, because we made a fucking point in another episode of me pausing to look at that because I wondered why they chose to make that such a, like, important part of the scene. That's the fucking guy that we saw in the yearbook. What? Did it work? Oh, it worked. Oh, let's fucking go. Yes! Yeah. Classic Stiles. It's going so well.
This type of wolfsbane is one of my favorites. Lovely smell. You probably won't think so.
Oh my gosh, she's vaporizing it.
I'm killing you.
Oh my god.
Oh, no, just me. It's just me.
That is crazy. We know Scott's not gonna die, but fuck it hell, love. Shit. Oh shit. Has he got like reflexes then? Like even when he's knocked out? Ruh-roh.
I'm here, right here with you.
The master? Are we talking like direct control?
Your school records show you have a pretty severe case of asthma.
Stop!
Too late. Looks like it's working.
Shit. You're such a little bitch. Honestly, at this point, can we just take her mum out?
She's 21. Oh. I told you I'd see a student here.
That's so funny. But okay, so yeah, confirmation. Teacher's here, and so like the only two people who I've got, sorry to keep pausing, I really am, but the only two people that I've got suspicions about are both here then. We've got oh my god, what's his name? Matt, and we also have the teacher, so it's kind of like we've got all of the pieces of the puzzle here, so and we've even got fucking Gerard. Even if somehow Gerard is related to all of this and I've just got it completely wrong, then we've got currently my three suspects all in one place, and it's where the Canema is, so I wonder if we're going to get any information that's going to give us a clue.
Jackson, is that you?
Us. We're all here.
All?
Rule book. It says you only go after murderers.
Anything can break if enough pressure's applied.
Right, so the people you're killing are all murderers then?
All. Each. Every one.
So maybe they all killed the same person.
Me.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
They murdered me.
What? What does that mean? How does that make sense? They murdered me. Also, okay, Gerard, are you gonna mess with the circle? Hopefully not, because it's keeping the camera at bay. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. That was a huge mistake. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Actually, it's not okay. But I have to go make a call. So.
Actually, it's not okay, but I have to go make a call. That's awkward.
Okay, out, everybody. Go. Okay, find some new room in front of the door.
Oh my god. Well, at least it seems like it's not after you guys, but good luck, girly, on the dance floor. Did it just shove its... I have nothing to say after that. That was fucking horrific.
Oh my god, it's working. This is... I did something.
Okay, so you've locked them all in. That's a bit problematic, though.
Heard the cry of an Omega. It's a miserable sound. Howl of a lone wolf.
Wow. I never thought about it in that sense. An Omega howls, but it's howling to nothing.
I'm not alone.
Hell yeah, you're not. Got your own pack, boy.
Scott.
Ooh. He's a fucking werewolf, Stiles. Whoa. Wait. That was cool. Did he just, like, use air, or did he, like, use magic? Get him out of there. Oh, fuck's sake. Kill her, please. At this point, just kill her. Good job, Derek. You know what? Derek MVP. Well done. Good job. Good to know that he does actually care about Scott, then.
In fact, I'd say the prognosis isn't nearly as dire as it seems.
Huh?
Not nearly.
What does that meant to mean? There's a girlie dead upstairs.
It's Kara Simmons.
Adding it to his list.
Her name's not on the list.
But we saw her face. Did she change her name? Because we saw her face in the yearbook.
I can't decide if I admire your sentimentality or despise it.
What?
Are you really going to leave all of this up to a couple of kids?
They're more capable than you think.
Who the fuck is this woman?
And are you going to tell them what's coming?
They've got enough to worry about.
What? Okay. Jesus. Oh. Oh, she got bit. Get fucked. She's not going to want to turn. She's going to want to die. Guarantee it. Yeah. Sorry, girlie. You're done for. But you can't deserve it after everything, let's be real. Yeah, not gonna lie, no love lost on Allison's mum. With everything she's been doing and her willingness to kill a child, I don't really care that she's dying herself. But yeah, I don't see her ever making it to the end. I don't see her ever, like, actually surviving. She's either gonna die to the process of turning into a wolf, or she's going to choose not to and go and kill herself some way. But yeah, I don't see her actually turning into a werewolf, so... Uh-oh, that's going to be damaging to Allison. I wonder if she's going to have, like, a vendetta against Derek, or if she's going to have an issue with Scott. Like, is she going to turn, like, anti-werewolf after this, or is she going to understand that her mum was bringing it on herself by hunting a species of people who are not even trying to hurt her, are not even, like, going after anyone? Like, these are the wolves just trying to live, and you're still trying to kill them. So, at the end of the day, she brought it on herself, but Whether Allison sees that or not is another question. In terms of the rest of the episode, still no other clues when it comes to who the master of the Kanima could be. My top theories at the moment are probably, I think at the top of the list is probably Matt, just because I would have said that at the top of the list was the teacher after this episode, but Matt just, when we look at the teacher was here on a date with a woman, and it looked like he was like upset that he was like seen her by a student. Like, it seemed like he was having a normal night. Whereas like we look at Matt, and Matt just gives me some weird fucking vibes. Like, I get that he was going there with Allison, but it felt really disingenuous. It felt like he was there for another reason. Do you know what I mean? He has that vibe around him of you never really know what his intentions are. Like, I don't know who this man is. I don't know where this man came from. And yet he's suddenly here and he's just what? Befriending people, going to a rave with a girl. Like, I don't trust it, honestly. He's been introduced and like put into the story way too deeply out of nowhere for me to be able to accept that he is just some random kid at the school. So if he's not the master of the Kanima, then there is something going on with him. It's that vibe of Lydia, isn't it? It's like when we were looking at Lydia and Jackson and I was like, which one's the Kanima? We got to the point of it's like, okay, Lydia's not the Kanima, but something's going on. It's the same thing with Matt. It's like, if he doesn't end up being the one controlling it, something else is happening with him, because I don't trust that he's just like a random kid at the school and all that. But yeah, so he is at the top of my list. Then it's probably the teacher, just because of circumstances, and then it's Gerard. Gerard is suspicious because of the thing with the Kanima in a previous episode where the Kanima was just walking around him. But like I said last time, it could have just been that Gerard's knowledge of the creature, he had like something about him that was like making the Kanima a little more weary, and that's why it was circling him rather than attacking. It doesn't necessarily mean that there is a connection there, but he's definitely the one who I've got like the least suspicions of at the moment. So that is my list at the moment. We'll see what happens in the next episode to see if anything changes, but I'm excited to actually get some more information, because this episode was really good. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. And I love that we got to see Stiles kind of like take a lead when it came to the, what do we even call it? Because like, it's not necessarily magic, but it is a magic of some kind. Let's just say magic for the time being. Yeah, watching Stiles do the magic was really cool, and how like he was capable of doing it and how he just believed in himself and he was able to get there. That was really nice. But the one thing that was missing from the episode for me was just that I would like to get some more hints as to who the master of the Kanima is. We did get some more information though. We know that any weakness of the Kanima is likely a reflection of the person controlling it. So if we find out like any weakness, we have the water weakness, but if we find out any others, that will definitely allow us to link it to a person more easily. But we need to find out whoever in this town is scared of water at this point, as the only thing that's going to lead us to the correct conclusion. Now, another point in the episode that was really sad was obviously Stiles' dad losing his job. I'm hoping that if his dad keeps researching this and can like get an answer for the police, then maybe he can be reinstated. Maybe that'll be what like helps get him back, but it's a hard one. When you got a son who did what Stiles did and you're like the head chief of the police there, how can you really say that he can be trusted in that position? So I do get it, I really do, but I just hope that he can get his job back, because it seems to be something that's very important to him. Even when he's been fucking fired, man is still on the scene trying to get some information. But yeah, very curious as to why that girl's name was not correct, because we saw her face in the yearbook. It did that like flash thing, didn't it, of like showing her face in the yearbook to then showing her in the current time, and we know that that is her. So either she changed her name or like something happened there, but we know that that bitch was in there. But yeah, I believe I've covered all the main things I wanted to talk about, so let's see if we have any Patreon questions. Okay, we do have a couple then, great. All right, first up, what do you think of Allison's mother and her plan? I mean, at the end of the day, I understand where logically she was coming from when she thought, okay, this guy is an Omega, he has no pack, no one's gonna come and help him. But firstly, you're killing your daughter's boyfriend. Like, you have to be so believing that these werewolves are like horrid, disgusting creatures for you to consider that as an option, because she could hate you for the rest of her life. Like, that is a possibility. So the fact that she was able to do it, like, my God, evidently girly fucking despises these things, which we knew, but like to know on that level is crazy. Especially when you're looking, I'd get it if they were like mindless beasts just out murdering people, but like when you look at Scott and you see that this is just a young kid who also is a werewolf, and you can still bring yourself to murder him, is crazy to me. I will never be able to understand her thought process in that regard. I would never be able to understand how you could be so indoctrinated to not form your own opinion on that. But a second part of the question was, with what happens to the mother now, what interesting storylines might happen moving forward? We have a few options. We have the the first option being that her husband will likely seek revenge, because end of the day, I'm 99.99999% sure that she's just going to die. I don't think that she is going to ever get to a stage where she's going to live as a werewolf. From a character point, I don't see that happening. It's the same idea of, to anyone who's seen The Vampire Diaries, slight spoiler for early on in the show, but we know that when Bill Forbes got bit and all that, it wasn't even a question as to whether he'd be a vampire. He was just going to die. And I think it's the same thing with Allison's mum. It's like, at the end of the day, she is someone who will never, ever, ever want to be one of them. And so even if, say she fucking got bit and went through the process and became a werewolf, I think she would then even just kill herself. I don't think that she would ever get to a point of staying as a werewolf. And to be honest, I don't think she'd ever get to that point anyway. I think she's either going to take herself out before then, or the bite is just going to kill her. But in terms of where we can go from that point, I think we do have a few options. We have her husband getting revenge on people. We have Allison wanting revenge and Allison going against Derek, thereby probably going against Scott. Because if Scott does join this pack, which it seems like he does, or at least it seems like he has, because he called out to Derek and all of that, I think it is kind of like solidified these in the pack. That means that Derek is his alpha and Scott is not going to be able to go against the alpha. Well, actually, we don't know that. Maybe he is going to be able to. Maybe it's one of those things where, like, you can go against the alpha, but it's kind of like you're fighting for the position. Because it would be cool to see Scott take over from Derek. Because I think Scott is definitely a good leader. We've seen that Scott is definitely, he's had his moments. Season 1 especially, my God, I used to get so annoyed at that boy. Because he would just do silly things and you could tell that this was a teenage boy. Whereas this season, even though he does still have some of those aspects, there are parts of him that it seems like he's really just like, what's the right word? It's like he's become himself. He has actually grown so much in a short space of time and actually grown into being in this position of being a werewolf to the point where I think he is a good leader. I mean, even the conversation that he had with Isaac, it felt very much like a leader sort of telling you the plan, but also caring about you and wanting what's best for you, which I feel like that is always a good sign in a leader. A leader who doesn't care about you and just wants you for your strength, that's bad. That is someone who will put you in danger just to better themselves, you know? And so I think that Scott is definitely showing some good signs of being a leader, so that could be an interesting plot point in the future. Do I think it would happen anytime soon? Probably not, unless we had an altercation between Derek and Allison. I think that might be a catalyst that might push Scott forward. But looking at Allison right now, I don't know where Allison would go in that regard. I don't know if Allison would go down the route of, my mum fucked up, she went to kill Scott, she got what was coming to her, even though it's sad, don't get me wrong, I don't think Allison's gonna be like, fuck you, mum. I think she's still gonna be sad about it all, but I think she's gonna, like, have a level of understanding that her mum was trying to kill Scott. I think that that is more likely. A different option we could go down, though, depending on how she receives the news and everything, is that she could genuinely turn against Eric, even perhaps turn against werewolves themselves. Would she turn against Scott? I don't think so. But she could turn against like every other werewolf that isn't Scott, and that could cause a really big point of contention. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how she handles it and how her dad handles it. Because, oh my God, that's a point. Say her dad wants to get revenge and her dad dies as well. That could steer her down a very dark path. There's just so many different options here, but if we're talking about like what I would actually want, I feel like from a storyline perspective, do I think it would happen? Probably not just from Allison's character, but from a storyline perspective, I think it'd be really cool to have Allison go down like a dark path of like, sort of isolating herself from everyone if her mother dies or even if both of her parents die, and then like becoming a dark Allison. That could be really cool, but based on Allison's personality, I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be more so likely that her mum's probably going to die from this. Her dad, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if he's going to seek revenge and go directly after Derek and risk his own life, but then he doesn't seem like the person to run away. Sorry, I'm going down many different routes. Let's just say that right now we don't know, but as of like for what I think is likely going to happen next episode, I think that Allison's mum is going to take herself out, or she's going to die to the bite. I don't think she's becoming a wolf at all. But yes, moving on, our next and final question. Melissa and Stilinski are getting pulled in deeper. What do you think their roles will be as we keep going? Ooh, what would their roles be? I didn't really think about it in that aspect. That's a really cool point. What would their roles be? We know that Melissa is a nurse, so could it get to a point where she's like fully entangled with everything and is gonna like maybe help nurse them better? Because we even saw this episode, that guy, I will always forget their names. I need to look it up. Boyd, for fuck's sake. I need to get that in my head. We even saw this episode with Boyd and like the bullets and all of that encased in the vein and the fact that obviously he'd need to get them out in some way. her role could definitely be coming in and actually like performing like actual, not surgeries, because obviously she's a nurse, but like actually helping them out in that regard. That could be cool. Obviously, the more important one though, I think, would be Sheriff Stilinski, because if he gets back to his position of being sheriff, we need him there. We need him to help us cover shit up. Like, we need him to help sort out like all of these like weird disturbances in town, maybe make it so that it doesn't link back to Scott and Stiles, and maybe he'll be like their actual inside man when it comes to the local authorities, because my god, do we need it? Because at the moment the sheer amount of things that have gone wrong is it's been a problem. So hopefully we do get them both finding out the truth soon, because that could be really fucking cool. But yeah, I think that they both would have their role to play. I've just never really thought about the fact that they might have like actual roles in the story and in the group and all of that. I hope that both of them would just like, out of love for their kids, immediately jump in and try and help them. But I don't know. It's big news to hear that your son is a fucking werewolf, or your son's best friend is a werewolf. So I guess we will see. But yes, with that said though, that was a fantastic episode. Loving season 2 so far. Season 2 has been a fucking knock out of the park compared to season 1. It's funny though, I really enjoyed season 1. I think I enjoyed season 1 because it was such a chill time that like I just got to sit down and like have a good time watching it. And then season 2, it's that plus an actual like well-developed story with like so many different puzzle pieces that I'm like so excited to watch each episode to like get a new piece of the puzzle and try and figure it out. That's always like my favorite kind of TV, is the ones that give you these questions that you have to ask each time, and like things slowly start to unravel, and it's just like a race to see if you'll get there before they tell you. You know, that's always my favorite kind of storytelling. So loving season 2 so far, and I've even heard the season 3 is even better, so only looking up from here. But yes, with that said though, thank you very much for watching. I've left a link down below to my Patreon, where you'll be able to find the early and uncut reactions to Teen Wolf and all the other shows that I do. Also left a link to my Twitch, my Discord, and my socials, so be sure to follow them if you're interested. And Jess, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.